So the US is trying to steal $300 billion of treasuries from Russia. Really? How's it doing that, you ask? Is that really going to happen? Yes, because when the US imposed and applied sanctions to Russia back in 2022, February 2022, it froze all of its US dollar assets, including its treasury notes. Now that money is sitting with the US and they're not going to release it. Essentially what the US has done has just reduced its debt by $300 billion because it's got no intention whatsoever of honouring that payment to Russia. Meanwhile, they applied a load of sanctions to Russia. Well, Biden-Harris applied a load of sanctions. Did those sanctions work? The answer is no, they didn't work. Russia now has a stronger economy and a higher GDP than the US. Why is that? Well, it's got trading partners like China, India, Southeast Asia, South America, and the ruble now is a strong currency. Work that one out. So do sanctions work? The answer is no. So what has Russia done? Russia has taken on gold, and the new head of finance in Russia has around about $150 billion in gold reserves, a bit like China. Now these countries are totally convinced that the US could at any time freeze accounts that are held by those countries in US dollars. Now that is likely to happen going forward. So the confidence in dollar denominated assets dropped. However, the latest tick report that came out, which is the Treasury International Holdings, I can't remember exactly what it means, is showing that these countries are not lowering their purchases of US treasuries. In fact, you will find that US treasuries, especially 10-year yields, are falling. Why are they falling? Simply put, that there is now a higher demand for US treasuries. But that contradicts everything I've been saying recently and contradicts overall market views that the dollar is falling. Well, US treasuries are used as a strategic asset. However, these countries that are worried about US treasuries and the dollar are investing heavily in gold as a secondary or main reserve just in case the US comes out and freezes those assets again. But when you're looking at Russia and you're looking at China, those economies are not as bad as you think. The US needs to wake up.